Fox 13 studios. This is Fox 13 News at 9.
University of Utah students are questioning their safety tonight after a woman was raped at gunpoint on campus in broad daylight, and the suspect is still out there.
Yeah, police responded to the Merrill Engineering parking lot on the north side of campus this afternoon, and that's where Fox 13's Lauren Steinbrecher is tonight with student reaction. Lauren.
Yeah, Hope and Bob, certainly uneasy on campus tonight. Police say that woman said that she was walking out to her car in this parking lot this afternoon when a suspect in a Halloween costume approached her. Now, faculty and students say that they are surprised and shocked and wondering what they can do to stay safe. Cars fill the Merrill Engineering building parking lot at the University of Utah.
This parking lot is usually pretty full, and you got students coming in and out all the time.
Part of the daily school routine.
Every day I was parking here.
I park in this lot for the last 3 years, almost every day.
So you can imagine the shock.
And I talked with my colleagues, and they were all surprised.
And the concern.
That something like that could happen here on campus, especially in broad daylight. It was something that was scary.
When they found out, a woman reported she was raped in this parking lot in the middle of the day. Police say as a student walked to her vehicle at the end of the parking lot around 12:15 p.m., a costumed man in a mask pulled out a gun.
All I know is that he held her at gunpoint, told her to get in the back seat, and that's where he raped her.
After that, they said he ran. Now at this point, they don't have much information.
All we know right now is that the description, which he's 6 foot tall, wearing all black and wearing a Grim Reaper style mask.
The victim was taken to the hospital, though it's not clear if she suffered other injuries. Police processed the scene and searched campus, but found no sign of the suspect. Students and faculty here are now rethinking their safety steps.
I need to maybe go home early, or I will not stay in the lab too late.
It's really something that has made me sad, but also has made me vigilant.
I made sure to text my girlfriend to tell her to be safe today.
As far as safety on campus tonight, University Police say they do offer a police escort to students 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for anyone who does not want to walk alone on campus. At the University of Utah, Lauren Steinbrecher, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Also happening now, Salt Lake City police are searching for a teen who stabbed his uncle during a fight earlier today. This happened about 11 this morning at 821 Fremont Street. Officers say the 30-year-old uncle was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The teen took off and has eluded police ever since. Officers thought they had tracked him down, but they got the wrong guy. The suspect was last seen near 8th West Fremont Street in Salt Lake City. Orem police say these two burglarized a relative's home while the victims were at a funeral Saturday. Officers say 18-year-old Jacqueline Glass and her 19-year-old boyfriend, Dylan Chandler, took a number of items from the victim's home, including vintage coins, cash, and guns. Now, the two face felony burglary charges. Police are still searching for one handgun.
A Utah County man is facing a disorderly conduct charge after showing up to a polling location with a hat supporting Donald Trump. But he says he didn't break any laws. Fox 13's Ben Winslow reports.
Ty Hoey showed up to vote at this credit union, which is also a polling location. He was wearing this hat.
There were 3 polling workers that told me at different times that I had to take my hat off, that it was considered electioneering, and I said, well, I don't see the candidate's name on there. And their voices and their aggression began to escalate.
The confrontation ended with Hoey being cited by Saratoga Springs police for disorderly conduct.
At what point I said, you know, you're really committing fraud. You're doing voter intimidation and suppression, and that's a violation of my rights.
The Utah County Clerk and the Lieutenant Governor's office got involved.
And the county clerk determined that the hat in and of itself is not electioneering.
State Elections Director Mark Thomas says Hoey was allowed to vote at another polling spot without problem.
In this case, you know, the hat in and of itself, you know, was enough to draw a little bit of concern, I think, from the poll workers. But also he was in a credit union, which does not allow hats. And that was the other reason why they asked him to take it off, and it seemed to escalate from there.
Utah law does not allow electioneering within 150 feet of a building where a polling place is. Hats, buttons, t-shirts, or signs for or against candidates are forbidden, but slogans are a gray area. At one polling place Fox 13 visited, this woman showed up wearing a Hillary Clinton headband.
I was told to take it off.
What do you think about that?
I did not mind.
Hoey says he'll fight the citation. The Saratoga Springs city attorney says he's reviewing it to decide if he'll even press charges.
I was not guilty. I was not engaging in electioneering.
Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The state elections office is predicting 65 to 70% voter turnout this year. That's less than the 80% 4 years ago when Mitt Romney was running for president. Of those registered to vote, the lieutenant governor's office predicts 75% will vote by mail. So far, 17% of those registered voters have returned their ballots.
Utah Representative Chris Stewart may have a secure lead over challenger Democrat Charlene Albaran. A new UtahPolicy.com poll shows Stewart with 53% of the vote, Albaran with 28%. Now, she has pumped more than $400,000 of her own money into her bid to unseat Stewart, and while she made strides, she failed to move the needle against the two-term congressman. Representative Jason Chaffetz is expected to win with an even wider margin over Democrat challenger Stephen Tryon. A UtahPolicy.com poll shows Chaffetz with 71% compared to 24% for Tryon. 6% of 3rd District voters are still undecided. Now, tomorrow is the last day to register online to vote in Utah. We'll link you to the online voter registration forms. Just go to fox13now.com.
Hunting season is underway, but not everyone is obeying the law. What happened that led police to find a poached deer? You bought your Halloween candy and handed it out tonight. But just how much did you spend? The surprising sweet tooth statistics coming up. And she died more than 50 years ago, but as more time passes, curiosity into her death only grows. Still ahead, we dig into what's behind her eerie headstone.
All right, so a look at time-lapse here of the sunset from earlier this evening from our Intermountain cam, and really pretty shot there. A few clouds just kind of rolling in earlier this evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures. And you know, the afternoon, we're right about where we should be. It's these overnight lows. Look at how warm it stayed last night. We're not going to get down to average tonight either. We'll talk about where our temperatures are headed over the next few days and when we'll see storms rolling in coming up.